Hello and welcome to Winfield's week of Rugby League. If it's tries you're after, well, you're in for a feast right here, starting with the Saturday match of the day between Balmain and Cronulla. Also, the highlights of the State Bank big game between Parramatta and Manly, the action, all the highlights of all the other games in the Winfield Cup football weekend, plus the highlights of last Monday night between East and St George. But our week started last Saturday at Leichhardt Oval, a stunning game, points everywhere, Balmain versus Cronulla.
Referee this afternoon, Mick Stone, and Balmain defending the southern end and Cronulla defending the northern end, or this very pretty river end of the ground. It's a delightful setting for rugby league here at Leichhardt Oval, and there's almost the first mistake of the afternoon. In fact, it is a mistake. The touch judge puts his flag up, and that really is going to put a bit of pressure on the Balmain side. Russell Gardner, as that ball bounced, incredible thing of football. You saw the way that bounced so precariously for Russell Gardner, and then he picked it up, but overbalanced, put his foot on the line. So Cronulla are going to go into an attacking position very early on. Got the ball. Now that's Speechley, and Speechley immediately putting the ball along the ground. Eddinghausen can't tow it through, and just as well for Balmain that Davidson dived on that loose ball. But if Eddinghausen had got some training for someone like Howard Kendall, that could have easily been a Cronulla try.
Well, it's a great anticipation move there, David. Cronulla on the first tackle. Straight the scrum win, and electing to take the kick, and it nearly caught Balmain napping there.
And now we're going to see a penalty.
A little bit robust there, Gavin Miller. More or less a warning on the run from referee Mick Stone.
Well, that takes the pressure off Balmain a bit. I'm just wondering though, Mike, would you have immediately put the grubber kick in or settled play down for one or two before attempting it the way Speechley did with Cronulla? Certainly with the pressure on Balmain in the opening seconds.
Well, yes, David, but any Jack Gibson coach side, they're always coming up with something new, and as I say, it really did deserve a try. It caught the Balmain side napping. They really were at 6s and 7s.
Now taking it up this time, that's Sinclair. Bruce Sinclair, who's played just about everywhere in the Balmain pack so far this year. Just keep an eye on the red-headed 5'8" from Cronulla. You'll see him do a power of work this afternoon. Does a lot of tackling, and most of it right round the ankles. Neal. Out it comes now from Pearce. It comes back to Neal. Neal, 32 metres out from the Cronulla line. Last tackle against Balmain. Hemsley's a dummy half. Now that's Elias. He's going to put the kick up high in the air, coming down on the quarter line. Docking, waiting. So is Quinn. Conlon goes high. Comes off Conlon to Neal. Now the ball's gone loose. And, oh, gee, what about that for uncertainty? They finished up with it, Cronulla. But for a moment it looked as if they didn't know what was going on. David Hatch was standing there looking at the ball, saying, am I allowed to touch it or not?
Well, it was obviously confused, the referee.
Oh! Head-high tackle against Hemsley. He's off.
He's gone.
Kerry Hemsley has been sent off. As Quinn came back on the inside, and Hemsley, the outstretched arm, and that really is going to put all the pressure on Balmain now. Look at this. Oh! Didn't miss.
Well, David, it's going to be one of those things at the judiciary again. Did his arm hit the shoulder area, then slip up? Well, he's not too pleased. And you'd think that the players would, well, realise that referees are fully aware of this. You saw him shake his head there. And it gets back down to that old chestnut. They'll sit and watch the video on Monday night, should we say Tuesday night.
Well, let's go down to the sideline because it wasn't all that far away from me. And what was your view of it?
It was right in front of me, David, and you know, it was one hell of a tackle, and he wasn't very pleased with that, that's for sure.
Well, there you see. I think you'll probably find that Hemsley's arm contacted the ball first.
Well, now it's 13 on 12, and they're playing the ball forward here through Diamond. He slipped that pass away, taking it down the centre is Hillier, and he's got it 35 metres out from Balmain's line. Docking from Miller. It comes away to Quinn, back to Miller. Out wide it goes to Speechley. He was into the gap, but he's knocked it on. Hard luck for Cronulla. Good football. They really did work that well, but Speechley had got into the gap, just didn't quite grab hold of that ball as Gale put him a little bit off balance as well. And there's Gary Schofield, sporting one of those new style haircuts. And now Docking's got it out wide to Coleman. Coleman for the corner. Cronulla are in. Glenn Coleman scores.
Well, that really was great play. And once again, we caught Balmain napping. They're probably still shocked by the loss of Hemsley, being sent from the field. There we see the ball coming out. Beautiful pass here. Now watch the long ball, and this is what created it. Now look, there is all the space in the world. The wingman's left him alone. He's had to come in, take the centre, and Coleman in for another try. Now watch the guy's speed. Now there's just no one there. And that's bad defence by Balmain. They've been caught a couple of times.
Superb try by Glenn Coleman, his 9th try of the season. And interesting to note too that John Docking is still down in the back play. He was late tackled in the movement.
Yes, Davidson came in off the wing to try and take Docking out of the action, and that was what exposed the right flank on Cronulla's side as Watson's coming in to attempt the extras, and it's going to go away to the left. And Davidson came in off the wing. I think he might have been the one that collided with Docking there, but it did leave a great big hole for Glenn Coleman to go over and score his 9th try. And Davidson is being hit there, only about 18 metres out from that Cronulla line. The ball comes away to Clark, and he's knocked it on. That'll be a scrum. Indecision in the Balmain ranks. In recent weeks, they've looked a fraction tired in their losses, especially...
Well, here you see, David, that the ball, well, it was high. He really didn't expect it. And this sun is a problem for Balmain this half.
Just saying that, they've looked a little bit tired in recent weeks, Balmain. I dare say losing Hemsley is not going to ease that sort of problem. Especially when they wanted to have 13 men for 80 minutes to try and share the workload. We're all going to try and rise to the occasion. For the second week in a row, Cronulla will be playing against 12 men for a fair portion of the game, because last week St George lost Glenn Burgess a few minutes into the second half. Cronulla with the ball just outside their own quarter line. Now that's Staines. Staines in a great big hole. He's up to the halfway line. Good defence from Pearce from behind, chopped him down. And also there was Gale. Last tackle against Cronulla. Miller decides to go on his own. Miller still going. Gavin Miller. The ball comes away to Hatch. Now it goes to Wilson. Wilson for the corner. Pushes off Neil. Wilson dives and scores.
That was a brilliant try by the Sharks. And believe you me, David, I was saying it early in the piece, that just wide of the rucks, Balmain is shot to pieces. Both centres are moving up far too quick, and it was a great run here by the hooker. Miller, step inside. Now this guy's supposed to be finished as a running footballer. There we saw Jack coming in very hard indeed. Good play by Wilson. Took the tackle, dived at the right time. Brilliant try. Now watch for the Balmain defence. See, there's the gap. There's only a forward out there. Sirenan was easily broken. There's the centre looking and say, what have I got here? Once again, we see the wingman being pulled in, John Davidson. He's probably having nightmares about this cover defence, and a great try.
And so Alan Wilson, who in recent weeks has been the height of much discussion between Norths and Cronulla over an alleged approach, as Watson moves in, that looks to be pretty good off the boot. He's got it. What a great kick. And Cronulla are leading by 10 points to 0, and Gavin Miller is laying down the law out there, trying to encourage the Sharks to go on with it from here. And who would have thought that they would be leading by 10 points to 0 after the way they played last week against St George. A revitalised Shark outfit, and they're going to give plenty of bite this afternoon. There's Quinn, and that's Wilson, the try scorer. And the ball's gone loose. Hatch is back there to clean it up as it comes away now to Hillier. And referee says it was a knockback. Could have easily been ruled as a knock-on. Diamond running it away. He hasn't been a well man in recent weeks. In fact, spent 3 days in hospital last week. A stomach complaint. Speechley, good kick in the end, and coming through, Ettinghausen's got it. Ettinghausen, the dummy. He can't find support. The pass has gone loose. I think Docking almost got that back, but Balmain has got it through Gale, and Gale's going to be penalised for that, or is he? No, it's against Docking.
Well, it's obviously Stone asked him to move himself away so he could play the ball. Here we see it here. They're laying all over the man. Tries to get away. Well,
Gale could have been pinged for it as well.
Well, he probably should have been, but referee Stone was Johnny on the spot. He's got a warning as Gale.
The season's leading point scorer, Ross Conlon, moves in. There's his first kick of the afternoon, and he's got it. Look at that. Right over the back. He would have got that from halfway. 2 points to Balmain. They're on the scoreboard. And so Cronulla are leading Balmain by 10 points to 2. Well, there's Jack Gibson puffing away. no doubt
Well, you'd have to be
thinking
pleased, David.
that he's pretty pleased at the moment.
My word, and the tactics that he's used in the... We saw from the very, very opening seconds when they won a scrum and elected to kick a grubber, it nearly produced a try, and it was on from the start that they were going to throw this ball around with gay abandon, and they've excited the crowd, and that's why they're leading 10-2.
Now Staines has gone through a hole again. The few times that he has taken the ball up this afternoon, he's found a few holes, Dan Staines. Hillier takes it ahead, and he's down on that Balmain quarter line. Into dummy half is Jonathan Docking. It comes away from Quinn. Out it comes to Diamond. Diamond standing flat-footed, but he still managed to get a little bit of momentum up. Balmain not moving up at the moment. They're playing like a dispirited team. You'd swear that they were the team. Oh, another very heavy hit, but McGaw's got away from it. And he's only 18 metres out from that Balmain line. Miller a dummy half, blindsided, comes away to Speechley. The little kick in behind the defence. Eddinghausen picked it up and scored. What a try!
It isn't often you have to use the word brilliant, but I'm going to certainly use it for this time. They knew exactly what was going to happen. And as we were saying earlier, David, they're electing to keep this ball alive, but what a beautiful kick through. No doubt about it, he was onside. The speed there, and he caught both Gardner and Jack napping, but good play by the 5'8", Michael Speechley. Beautiful kick, it bounces nice, but it's the speed that gets him there. Great try.
What a big week it's been for the Sharks, having to overcome last week's shock loss to St George. Of course, three of their younger brigade, Andrew Eddinghausen, who just scored that try, Craig Diamond and Michael Porter. In comes Watson. It's very high. What a great kick! 2 more points to Cronulla. 16 points to 2. The Sharks are leading the Tigers. As I was saying, Andrew Eddinghausen, Craig Diamond and Michael Porter all recently announced their engagement, so perhaps the girls will get a nice dinner tonight after the winning bonus that it looks as if some of them are going to get this afternoon. Conlon looking for support. He's done a pretty good job to keep the movement going on his own here. The pass comes away. Now that's Sinclair with it. And Sinclair is going to play the ball only about 20 metres out, though, from that Cronulla line. Elias puts the ball into the in-goal area. Gary Jack going through quickly. Oh, just as well for Cronulla that Wilson was back there to volleyball that across the dead ball line. And play will restart with the line drop out. Gary Jack almost got that.
Well, for all the world, I thought Elias had kicked far too strongly, but just goes to show you what a football can do. It really was going strong there, and Jack, well, he nearly got away with it.
Miller a dummy half. Blindside, no, decides to send it the open. The option comes to Speechley. Speechley's kick is charged down. It stacks on the middle, and I think that in the end, Balmain have got it through the halfback, Neil. And Neil gets up and plays it. And that could have been anyone's ball. Now Conlon has it. Conlon showing the ball both ways. He's still going. He's being allowed to run a fair bit, Conlon. Hanrahan finishes up with the ball.
Well, he's one of the few Balmain players that really want to get involved in today's game. There's a lot out there walking.
Loose ball, knocked on. Sinclair cleans it up. Scrum will go down just inside Cronulla's territory.
David and Steve, it's hard to imagine this Balmain team was the same team that beat Penrith so convincingly in the National Panasonic Cup. They lack cohesion, they're forcing passes, missing tackles, playing very, very badly.
And now Cronulla with another chance. Here comes Docking. Docking over the quarter line. Sutherland won't catch him. And Jonathan Docking scores.
And fully deserved indeed. And you can point the finger at Gary Jack. Why, oh why, these coaches insist at the halfway line that fullbacks stand up in the play is beyond me. He drew Jack. Where's the fullback? He's gone. See you later. And this guy can motor. I just cannot believe that coaches continue to bring the fullback up at the scrum base. Watch it, easy. See you later, Gary. Miles wide, and once again, well, you could have driven 4 double-decker buses through that gap. No cover, nothing there at all. And now you can safely say, the smile, the try, that seals it.
Here's Watson's kick. A lot lower and wider across the face. He certainly didn't strike that as well as those 2 great kicks that he put over from the sideline. And so Cronulla are running away with this. They're leading Balmain by 20 points to 2. And you can see Cronulla again on ABC television next Saturday afternoon from their home ground, the Endeavour Field, when they take on the Penrith Panthers, and that really will be the battle of the youngsters. Hello, Darwin. Of course, many people up in the Northern Territory watching this afternoon. And I hope the weather up there is as nice as it is here at Leichhardt Oval. As Conlon restarts the match, and Docking takes it on the full in the in-goal area before giving it away to Diamond. That's 2 tries now that we've seen come from scrum wins. The first one against the head. The second one, Speechley again. Very much involved as Cronulla making another big raid through Miller. Eddinghausen over the halfway. He's away from Jack. Eddinghausen putting the kick in. Coming through quickly is Staines. Also there is Quinn. Staines and Wayne Pearce going for the ball together. It's in the in-goal area and Quinn scores. Try to Cronulla.
This is becoming an embarrassment. Tremendous play, but once again a missed tackle way downfield. Paul Sirenen made a feeble attempt on the hooker Gavin Miller. You'll see the ball coming back inside here. Now just watch this ball go out. There's Miller. That's a bad attempt. Now this guy, as I said earlier, he's got no speed. They said he's played too long in England. This guy's got plenty of speed. He realised Jack's got him covered. Beautiful kick. Michael O'Connor would be pleased with a kick like that. And poor Wayne Pearce tried his best. Good thinking by the halfback, Ronnie Quinn. Didn't panic, but oh dearie me. There's 3-4 Balmain players. Now watch this. This is awful. No one at home. Where's the centres? Miller says, I'm clear. Jack's got it all to do. He's got him sized up, but good thinking by the young centre. Great kick inside. And this Staines. Now there you see Pearce, professional foul, tried to get away with it, and Quinn great.
So here's Watson from right in front, 10 metres out, bang, stab, 2 more points to the Sharks, and Cronulla are leading Balmain by 26 points to 2, and who would have thought of that? Ian Hansen.
Interesting, David, that twice in 2 of the 5 scoring movements that Gavin Miller has run straight at Paul Sirenen and beaten him both times pointless. That time, he eyed him up and said, Sirenen, I can beat you easy, and that's just what he did.
Elias holding the ball. He's gone straight through Benny. Where's the support? They've gone without it. And now picking it up is Gregory, the Englishman, who's tackled down on the quarter line. Well, Elias went straight through, but there was nobody at home to support him. And so Cronulla are going to go in at half-time with a commanding lead. 5 seconds left in the first half.
Well, let's just watch this. Now, this is the first time that Elias has really injected himself into the game. He's so surprised, and so are the Balmain players. Oh, he's gone through a gap, they say.
There it is. Siren goes at half-time. Scotty Gale just shakes his head, and I think that says it all. The Balmain fans booing the Tigers from the field. I don't think any team ever deserves to be booed from the field by their fans. They should wake up. Cronulla are leading at half-time by 26 points to 2. Wayne Pearce, I think that says it all. And back here at Leichhardt Oval, the whistle blows, and there's the restart with Cronulla leading Balmain at half-time by 26 points to 2 as Diamond takes it up for the Sharks. Of course, in the second half, Cronulla defending that southern end of the ground and Balmain the northern end. And Balmain with it all in front of them. Great to have Steve Mortimer with us this afternoon on the Rugby League program. Of course, Canterbury take on West tomorrow at Arana Park. Well, Jack has knocked that ball backwards. He's going to take it up towards the halfway line. So let's go down to the sideline now and find out what happened at half-time. I'm wondering whether the Balmain room was very vibrant or whether it was all silence.
Thanks, David. Yes, interesting to note, just after half-time, sorry, as the teams left the field, I've never heard a crowd abuse and boo a team the way this Leichhardt Oval crowd booed and abused Balmain players. It was absolutely horrific, and the players had to stand there and cop it and walk off. And I was interested to note that inside the room, it was shut. It was closed doors to everyone. Normally there are reserve grade.
Here's Jamie Davidson. Oh, he got a bad knock too after he put that kick in. Michael Neal's almost got it back. Elias has it. Elias has passed to Gale, and Gale's in.
The Tigers have got back in the opening minute of the second half. After Jamie Davidson made a great run down that right flank, his kick on the infield, in the end after Neil missed it, Elias got it. He spotted Scotty Gale and he scores. It's Cronulla 26, Balmain 6.
Well, they've kept the ball alive. It's obvious what their coach has told them. We've got to get spinning it. We've got to try to keep it alive. And this is one of the few players on the Balmain side that's been in there. Conlon, it's a beautiful ball out wide. And Jamie Davidson, now he gets collected here. Now this is good refereeing. Now he could have given a penalty here. And there you see Stone saying, play on. And even Gale had to look at the referee.
He got the 2 points there, Ross Conlon, and so now Cronulla leading Balmain by 26 points to 8. But gee, Jamie Davidson copped a nice don't argue after he put the kick in. And what a lovely pass it was from Gavin Hanrahan over the top that put Davidson on that long run down the right flank.
Certainly was, David, and we saw Conlon. Now Conlon plays very well here, gets the ball out wide. This is the build-up work to it, and this is one thing they didn't do in the first half. Now Conlon gets it out to Hanran. Hanran, a lovely long ball here, out to Jamie Davidson. Now this is where he cups plenty. Oh! Now the referee was looking towards to give a penalty. As I said before, good refereeing, good play by Neil, kept it alive. And there you see Gale saying, oh, I'm clear. Good try, they're back in the game.
Scrum going down, 27 errors as against Cronulla's 14. And they've won one against the head here, the Tigers as well. So everything going their way in the early moments of the second half as Gale, a long ball out wide. It's picked up by Hanrahan. Back on the inside he comes. It comes to Gale. Back it goes now to Pearce. Pearce finds Elias. Elias throws the dummy. There was no one really running onto that ball. So Balmain have got it. 32 metres out. Gale stepping sweetly. Good run from Scotty Gale. Not much room to move in there, and yet he still managed to find 5 metres out of it. Elias from dummy half. Can he get away from Dock? Well, there's no one there trying to support him. Now Michael Neal has it. Goes to Gale, and Gale from standing on the spot pinches another metre. On the quarter line, it's Sinclair at dummy half. It comes away to Neal. Now that's Clark. Clark going straight down the centre, and he's tackled only about 10 metres out from Cronulla's line. Last tackle. This will be a kick, or will it? Blindside. It comes to Conlon. Away it goes to Hanrahan. Hanrahan's got it back to Sutherland, and Sutherland will score. The Tigers are back in business. Try the big Paul Sutherland.
Well, they'd nothing to lose, David, keeping this ball alive. Cronulla were caught napping. They expected the kick. They switch it to the blind side, and the big second rower, a vital try. Now this was a switch to the blind. Cronulla are expecting the kick. You saw them standing off. A beautiful pass inside there by Hanran, and the strength of this man goes over. There we see Conlon switching into it. He called the play. Stepped in back, Hanran, as he hit the deck, he got it alive. And the power of this man takes him over.
There's the kick. It looks pretty good. Oh, what a good kick. Very good kick from Ross Conlon. So Cronulla are leading Balmain by 26 points to 14.
Well, it's going to be a hard road for Balmain yet. Cronulla is still trying to keep this ball alive. They're looking for more points. They won't just rest on their laurels.
29 minutes left in the match. 12 points the margin at the moment. Cronulla leading Balmain 26 points to 14. 2 converted tries so far to the Tigers in the second half. So they've certainly come out on all cylinders so far as Sutherland, the try scorer, the last one. Got a pass away to Gale. Gale lost that, but it's knocked backwards, says the referee. Neal, blindside Clark. He's got it away. Jack's got it. Another one that says it's knocked back, says the referee. Now the pass comes to Elias. Elias the dummy. Now it comes away towards Sinclair. Straight down the centre. Sinclair up to the halfway. He's got no support though. Great cover defence that time from the Sharks. Docking was there, and so too was Magore. Last tackle against Balmain. Neal, away it comes to Gale. Gale's going to throw the pass to Conlon. Conlon into space. Lovely ball away to Hanrahan. Hanrahan gets it back on the inside to Pearce, and Pearce magnificently tackled. That was fine defence from Docking as now Watson runs it back for the Sharks. But that was a great try-saving tackle from the little fullback, Pixie, Jonathan Docking.
Certainly was. Great football by Balmain. They're keeping it alive. It's great stuff. The crowd are on their feet. A lot of people were booing Pearce. But I tell you what, it was a tackle from the little fella Docking. It was beautiful pass back inside here, and Pearce was all set to get the ball away, and that was the tackle that sorted it out. Balmain have hit back. They scored 2 converted tries.
Gary Jack with the ball. Jack's out of one. He's away from a second, but Speechley came again and wrapped him up round the bootlaces. Docking was over the top. Pearce, Hanrahan, hasn't he had a mighty second half so far? Jamie Davidson. In fact, Elias is going to go to dummy half as it comes away to Neil. Neil on his own, through the gap. Can't get the pass to Sinclair. They're playing it quickly. Now that's Elias. Straight down the centre goes Benny. And he's chopped down only 16 metres out. It comes away to Michael Neil. Neil throws the dummy on his own. He's still going. Crunching defence from Cronulla. Only 9 metres away. It comes away now to Gale. It comes to Conlon. Away it goes to Pearce. Well, it goes to Hanrahan and he's in. What a great comeback by the Tigers. Hanrahan scores the try in the corner. It's 26 points to 18 with the kick to come.
Well, there's the Tiger going mad. The crowd are going mad. And no doubt their coach, Bill Anderson, will at last have a smile on his face. He would have told them at the half-time break, keep it alive, let's get this ball out. Let's take it to them. Let's not go down without a fight. Beautiful pass by Conlon. Same with Pearce. And the guy that really has come to life in the second half, Gavin Hanran, the centre. Beautiful pass by Conlon. Pearce again, working this blind. And now we see Cronulla making a lot of mistakes.
The chance to narrow the margin to 6 points. A metre in from the touchline. 23 metres out. Conlon moves in. There's the kick. He struck it pretty well. He's got it! Oh, what fabulous goal kicking we've seen from Conlon and Watson. And it's now 26 points to 20 in favour of the Sharks. And we've still got 24 and a half minutes to play.
24 and a half minutes of beautiful football in front of us, David. No one's leaving the ground. But one gets ahead again.
Balmain with the ball, and that's John Davidson. Don't forget, Balmain have played most of this match with only 12 men. Kerry Hemsley sent off in about the 10th minute of the match. So they've done all of this hard work with only 12 men. If they get out of this match, it'll be a match long remembered in their drive towards the top 3. A pass out wide, beautifully picked up by Hanrahan. Jamie Davidson for the corner. He comes to McGaw. He's got away from McGaw, but finishing the tackle off his docking. Again, lovely football from Hanrahan. As again it comes from Jack. Away it goes to Gale. Last tackle, this is against Balmain. It's loose. Gale's got it, and Gale scored. What a try!
I just don't believe this, David. What a great fight back. They've had all the possession, but full credit to them. They've utilised it, they've kept it going, and he saw the opportunity. I don't know how old that young kid is, but he'll remember this game for a long, long time, because his father will continue to tell him, year in and year out, beautiful play. He saw that there was no one at home. Where's the sweeper, my friend? He gets the bounce, slides over for a vital try. Beautiful kick, but let's not forget the build-up towards this position. He gets a lucky bounce, slides with it. No doubt about a second movement. Momentum took him over. And it's Cronulla's turn to be on the rack.
Well, if Conlon converts this, it will be 26 all. As he comes in, there's the kick, he's got it. And so at Balmain 26, Cronulla 26, and we've still got 20 minutes of football left. And so Balmain, in the opening 20 minutes of the second half, have scored 4 converted tries.
Locked at 26 all. Bill Anderson just came to the sideline. And he's got the 2 Englishmen, Lee Crooks and Gary Schofield, warming up. He walked to the sideline and spoke to his halfback, Michael Neal, and said, settle down, we can win this game now.
I'm just wondering, though, with all the possession Balmain have had, just how much this has taken. Now there's a penalty right in front of the posts against Scotty Gale. And Watson will come up and bang this over and give Cronulla the lead again, one would think. Well, it could well be the turning point of the match. Just what Cronulla needed.
Could well be, because this is what they needed to settle things down. It'll give them chance to reassess the situation. And isn't this a bit of pressure?
So Sean Watson from right in front of the post, a chance to put the Sharks back in front. He struck it well, it's 2 points, and so Cronulla have gone back into the lead with 18.5 minutes left. Cronulla leading Balmain 28 points to 26. And this game really has gone with possession. Cronulla had it all in the first half. Balmain have had it all in the second half. As Sutherland has it, and Speechley round his legs. Conlon, back it comes to Neil. Neil in a bit of space. He's got John Davidson in support. Davidson up towards the halfway line. Back it comes to Scotty Gale. Gale inside Speechley, over the halfway line, trying to get away from Docking. He's got the pass away. That's Elias. Lovely pass comes to Hanrahan. Hanrahan for the corner. Coleman giving chase, and so is Eddinghausen. Hanrahan is taken by Eddinghausen. A metre out. Magnificent cover defence. McGaw was there as well. And now Jack's been pushed into touch, and there's going to be a penalty though. It's against McGaw, an infringement in the play of the ball, but that was magnificent cover defence. He's got 5 in the sin bin as well, McGaw. Professional foul, the referee saying. Condon will have a shot at penalty goal, one would think, from here. In fact, Pearce has got the ball from Conlon, though. I think he's going to continue the movement.
Well, he won't mind, David. That could well be the match try-saving tackle.
So 2 great tackles in the second half. One from Eddinghausen and one from Docking. It's Cronulla leading 28-26. Balmain keeping the pressure on. It's 12 against 12 at the moment. McGaw in the sin bin as Elias goes from dummy half. And Elias is held up. He's only about 5 metres out from the Sharks line. Clark at dummy half. It comes away. Neil, he almost knocked that on, but he picked it up brilliantly in the end as he gets away from one defender. And then he's taken to the ground by Staines. Only about 14 or 15 metres out. Elias. Now that's Pearce. The pass comes away now to Conlon. Conlon's away now to Gale. Gale can't get his pass away. Yes, he can. Hanrahan's got it. Only 10 metres out. Blindside, Conlon. Conlon's got his pass away to John Davidson. Davidson's tackle. That's the last tackle. A handover, and Cronulla come up and breathe another sigh of relief. What a crackerjack game of rugby league this has been.
Is it ever, David? And they elected to keep possession, not go for the kick. And this puts Cronulla on the rack again. They know they're only a few metres out from their own line. And I wonder how tired some of these players must be. It's been topsy-turvy, and the forwards must be well out on their feet. So let's see this tackle again, David. This could well be the reason why Cronulla grabbed the point. A great break by the centre, who has come to life in the second half.
So Jack has it after Cronulla, kick it downfield. He gets away from Diamond. He's got it away to Jamie Davidson, who's gone without it. And Speechley picks it up for Cronulla. And another opportunity has gone out the window. But what an amazing game of football as Dan Staines is in space. And he's tackled by Jack. 11 metres Balmain side of halfway. Miller gets it. Blindside it comes to Docking. Docking goes on his own. He's got it almost down to the quarter line. He's 27 metres out from Balmain's line as Miller gets it from dummy half. It goes to Quinn and away to Staines. And Staines goes down the centre before he's tackled by Sutherland. Only 2 points in it. Cronulla 28, Balmain 26 as Diamond gets it. Tried the little pirouette, spin and turn and passed the ball to Watson, but well read by Jamie Davidson. Last tackle, Miller gets it. Miller puts that kick into the in-goal area. Going back as Gary Jack, and he takes it on the full safely.
Craig Diamond leaving the field for Cronulla, replaced by Scott Freestone for his second stint in this very exciting game.
So the ball comes out Cronulla's way. Now Speechley sends it back on the run round to Quinn. Out wide it comes to McGaw. McGaw goes on his own. Back it comes to Quinn. Quinn standing, darting, looking for the break. Can't get through though. That was Crooks across there in good cover. He broke quickly from that scrum. Docking from dummy half. Finds Gregory. Gregory's brought down only 32 metres out though from that Balmain line. Docking, Staines. And Staines goes down the centre, tackled by Sinclair and Neil, almost on the Balmain quarter line. Docking from dummy half, and Docking is tackled only about 17 or 18 metres out. Less than 5 minutes left in the match as Freestone goes on his own. Freestone's got that one away. Hatch has picked it up, looking like an Arapaho Indian. As Speechley got it away to Eddinghausen. Eddinghausen will score. That's the game. Great try, Andrew Eddinghausen. And Michael Speechley has thrown that magnificent pass. He has had an outstanding match, Speechley. He's popped up passes everywhere in the first half. Cronulla ran onto them and scored the tries, and Eddinghausen has put the Sharks away. Watson with the kick to come, but that should secure the Winfield Cup points for the Sharks.
It certainly should, David, and a beautiful try here. The halfback combination have played very well, but Speechley, a beautiful pass. And as we saw in the first half from Balmain, they've left a lot of gaps. They didn't in the second half, right up until this point. But full credit to the Sharks, they've kept the ball alive. Balmain expecting the Sharks to just play tight, hope to hang on to those 2 vital points. But this guy says no. When you've got a guy with this class and speed, look at him accelerate in for the corner, and isn't that great?
Michael Speecey this afternoon has had a lot to do with this Cronulla win.
Certainly has, David, the half-backs, but there's been a lot of heroes.
There's the kick from Watson. It's away. So Jack Gibson probably hoping the 3 minutes go very quickly as Gale has lost that ball. And Quinn picks it up for Cronulla. That might have been Balmain's last chance. Now Balmain have got it, though. 6 to go, says the referee as well. As Sinclair gets up, plays the ball. Elias, Pearce. We've got about a minute and a half left in the game. Is taken up as Crooks. Away it comes to Sirenen. Sirenen can't get that pass away. Gregory over the top doing the tackling. And he's had a mighty game since he came on to replace Errol Hillier. Now the ball's gone loose and McGaw has it for Cronulla. Away it comes to Miller. Midway, half and quarter line, inside Cronulla's territory. Miller can hardly get to his feet. It's been that sort of game.
Certainly has, David, and all these players deserve all the accolades. I know it was a poor performance by the Balmain Tigers at half-time. They were jeered by their fans, but they burst back onto the scene. They levelled the scores. But I think on the day, you couldn't deny that Cronulla were by far the better side and
Miller
fully deserved to take the 2 points.
Speechley looked to his left that time, and every one of his outside supports had crept about 3 or 4 metres in front of him, expecting the kick. Now this is the last tackle. Watson has it, and Watson puts that ball, which comes off the side of the boot, out a metre inside Balmain's territory, right in front of the scoreboard. And this definitely will be Balmain's last chance. I'd say less than 30 seconds left in the match.
Well, here you see Balmain getting formed very quickly, and Cronulla will take their time. And there's Gavin Miller, the old man out there on the field, taking his time.
In fact, that was a knock-on by Cronulla, but they've got the ball anyway, Balmain, so it doesn't make any difference as it comes away to Jack, and Jack sends it all through the dummy to Conlon. He slips it away to Neil. Neil gains his balance again well as it comes to Pearce. Now Pearce running across field, pops it up for Schofield. Now Schofield can't get much more than the halfway line as the full-time siren goes. The end of one of the most incredible games of rugby league that we'll see in 1987. Cronulla Sutherland take the 2 Winfield Cup competition points by defeating Balmain 32 points to 26 after they'd led 26 points to 2 at half-time. A staggering game of football, one really in the end which Cronulla probably deserved to get there by just the narrowest of margins. But you can't take anything away from Balmain, who came back in that second half and at one stage drew level at 26 apiece after they'd scored 4 converted tries in just 19 minutes. So there's the details of the match. For Cronulla, 32 points, Ettinghausen 2 tries, Coleman, Wilson and Docking 1 each. And also Ronnie Quinn, of course, finishing off that try after the kick ahead. Watson, 4 goals, including 2 from the touchline. And for Balmain, Scott Gale scored 2 tries and 1 each to Sirenen and Hanrahan, and Ross Conlon kicked 5 goals, and he also popped a couple over from the sideline. The goal kicking was one of the features of the game, but in the end, the Cronulla Sharks stay in the race for the final 5 by defeating Balmain 32 points to 26.
Every week they're at it, never daring to let up. Because winning's the only thing that counts when you're playing for the Winfield Cup. It doesn't matter if you're famous or a youngster making his way. There's only one thing that matters, and that's how well you play. That's what the big game's all about. Giving it the best you can. Always being a leader, never bowing to any man. Giving it all you know, giving it your best shot, making every step a winner, proving what it takes you got.
tries just keep on coming onto the State Bank big game at Parramatta Stadium between Parramatta and Manly. For Parramatta, it virtually was a grand final as they were racing for a spot in the top 5.
The State Bank Big Game presents the Winfield Cup.
Hello and welcome to Parramatta Stadium for this #1 match in the Winfield Cup between Parramatta and Manly Warringah. And the fans have turned up in droves today to watch this game, let me tell you. The result when they met in March down at Brookvale went Manly's way to the tune of 26 points to 4. And now after 16 rounds of the premiership completed, with Manly on top of the table with 25 points and Parramatta 7 behind them on 18. What coach John Money achieved with Parramatta last year is what could become a reality for Manly coach Bob Fulton in 1987, the prize of the Winfield Cup. But there's still plenty of football to be played before the 27th of September, and anything can happen in Rugby League, believe you me. Let's have a look at the Parramatta team for today's clash. One change, Taylor. Then in 16, Michael Errison on the wing in place of Delroy, Muggleton, Jackson, Chalmers, Kenny, Sterling, Linda, Laurie, Wynn, Leibeder, Mosley and Jerd. This is the way Manly line up today. One change also, Shearer, Ronson, O'Connor, Williams, Davis, Lyons, Hasler. Owen Cunningham comes in 21 as lock forward. Paul Vorton goes into the second row. In number 8, Gibbs, Ward, Cochrane, Daly. Kevin Roberts is the man in charge of our State Bank big game. They're just about to get underway here in front of what must be very close to a record crowd. In beautiful conditions, Parramatta kicking off. And the first touch of the ball is going to be Dale Shearer, the fullback. He's got the ball around about his quarter, brings it out. There'll be plenty of action on the opening stanza of this game, one would suspect. David Fordham on the sideline. Is there a wind assistance here for anybody?
Slight assistance in Parramatta side, Rex, in this first half. The Manly side, you might notice, are wearing armbands, black armbands. That's a sign of respect for a friend of Dale Shearer's from Serena, who was killed in unfortunate circumstances earlier this week. And also another man from Mackay, from up that area, is the man that's filling in for Noel Clear today, Owen Cunningham. And a big moment for him today as well.
Paul Taylor clears the ball, gets underneath a tackle from Lyons. Lyons is going to be pulled out for this one. The referee has got Lyons with him, telling him to keep his tackles down. So that should be a salutary lesson to everybody involved today. First penalty of the match going to Parramatta. Sterling's kick is a drop punt. Drops it low to the ground before he gets a boot to it. Chalmers comes midfield. Round about the halfway line. Mosley a dummy half under Leibeder. A bit of geared for a big game. Stan Jerd. Mosley, Peter Wynn, busts the tackle of Gibbs. They've made it to within 10 metres of the quarter line, Manly's end of the field. The little kick from Sterling, kicks it into the in-goal area. There's no way he's going to get out. So that's a tactic that we've seen employed many times by Parramatta with the large in-goal areas here. And Peter Sterling's just the man to be able to operate perfectly in that situation. He's got the kick down to a fine art. Seems to put backspin on it.
And it's not just the case of the kick, though. Terrific chasing in the Parramatta side by 16, Michael Erickson.
And from the drop, from the line drop, Sterling takes it, slings it away to Erickson, who's come in as a replacement. He gets halfway through the tackle, 10 metres out from the Manly quarter. Laurie. Mosley, Leadbeater looking for it now on the open side of the ruck and gets belted to the ground by Borton, the Manly captain. Sterling. Linda. Stood there, looked on the inside, was put down before he could get the pass away. Mosley's pass was pretty ordinary. Was evidently his arm was knocked by a Manly player. 6 to go. Wynn stands in the tackle, fights his way another few yards. They're about 13 metres out from the Manly line. Sterling, Jerd, retains the ball, worked the run-around move, but retained the ball. 10 metres out from Manly's line. Sterling, Kenny. Got a pass back on the inside to Leadbeater, sights a small opening, tries to go through it. Got a pass away to Sterling. Sterling on there. It's gone to ground. It's been cleaned up by Stan Jerd. Only about 3 metres out. Plenty of pressure now for Manly. Linda going very close, and he's there. First blood to Parramatta. Bobby Linda's forced his way over. A great surge forward to the line, and that's the first blood to Parramatta. 4 points to 0.
In what is virtually the crunch game for Parramatta on the State Bank replay. The defence holding off Bobby Lindner. A super start for the Eels. Plenty of strength in the lock forward from Brisbane. What a great buy he's been for Parramatta. All the early pressure being put on by the Eels. Coming up with no mistakes in attack, no drop balls. Just been continuing mounting pressure. Too much pace out of the dummy half position. And the defence looking for his supports and only just nailing him on the line, but too much strength.
Well, that'll give the opportunity to Johnny Muggleton to open the goal-kicking account from the junction of the quarter line and the 10-metre line. With a slight wind assistance. He just seems to me to be aiming directly behind him. He seems to me to be aiming slightly to the left. The ball is pointed certainly at the left-hand upright. We shall see. That's exactly where it went. So the score remains Parramatta 4, Manly 0. Massive crowd here, all basking in the sunshine, or half of them. The Michael Cronin stand is bathed in sunshine. Michael O'Connor gets the kick deep, taken by Sterling. Chalmers brings that out to the quarter line. Mosley out to Jackson, goes back midfield there. And the under-23s went to Manly, 12 points to 10 in a bit of an upset. And the Manly reserve grade side had a win too, 13 points to 8. A very sternly fought game, that one. And that kick was way over the sideline by about 5 metres, so the play will come right back to Parramatta's side of half-one. Hasler to feed the scrum for Manly. About 9 minutes gone. Hasler gets a pass away to Lyons. Lyons goes to Kenny. Gets the fend in his face and tries to push him off. And there's a penalty to Manly. It was a bit of mauling in the play the ball there. See that again.
Kevin Roberts right on the spot, moving back. He catches the mauling, as you called it, in the play of the ball, and Manly with the chance now to put the pressure back onto Parramatta. With no Noel Cleal there, I'm quite sure the tactics this afternoon from Manly and Bobby Fulton will be to try and take the advantage of the pace that they have in the back line. Their backs have been in superb form. They've won 8 games on the trot, going for number 9 today, and that's where their strength lies, out wide.
Ward, an uncharacteristic sort of a run, went sideways there, didn't attempt to go forward. Cochrane up the blind side to Borton. Borton's gone through the gap, still going. Good fighting run by about 15 metres. Cochrane has no long cut out past the lines. Still running. Got a pass away that looked a little bit forward. The referee had a close look at that one to Ronson. Out to Lyons. On to Gibbs. Straight and hard goes Gibbs and gets upended. Hasler. Shearer. Jinks. Taken by Kenny. Got a pass away to Hasler. Hasler's weaved his way. He's gone beautifully. He's going to score. Yes, Hasler's in for a try. Marvellous individual effort. Went through about 3 tackles there and scored right underneath the post. Astonishing play. See that one again.
And an excellent answer by Manly on the State Bank replay. They had shifted the ball well out to the right. They had them stretched with Clippy Lyons out wide. Des Hasler was a man backing up when they went back again to the left. Found the gap up the middle. I said they have the pace on this Parramatta side in the backs. I'm quite sure of it. This man has been in superb form for Manly Warringah in 1987. There are those that say that he's challenging Peter Sterling for the title of the top halfback in New South Wales. He's always on the spot. Plenty of times he's there to cover up any breaks made by the opposition. But whenever the break's made by Manly, he's also there to take an opportunity like this one. And away he goes to plant it under the black dot.
O'Connor's kick is successful, so Manly have hit the lead after 12 minutes of play and lead by 6 points to 4. In a straight-out sprint, I dare say Hasler would have many yards on Sterling, but Sterling got other, shall we use the euphemism, beautiful or sterling qualities. Muggleton's kick. Shearer. Just near his goal line, running it out. Just 10 metres out, 12. Ronson to go to dummy half. Doesn't find much in the way of room to move there. Now Daly's on the surge, upfield, he's made a bust, he's gone right through. Looking for support on the inside, gets a pass to Cochrane. Cochrane onto Hasler. Hasler's up over halfway. Away to Ronnie Gibbs. Gibbs goes on the surge, went through a high tackle. That was from Lee Beater. Last tackle. Cochrane's kick over the top of the defence. Oh, this is a try coming up. It is a try, yes! It's a try to Ronson. Cochrane's kick was beautifully weighted, went into the in-goal area, and Ronson came flying through on the wing and scored the try. See that?
Magnificent play from Malcolm Cochrane on the State Bank replay. Tony Chalmers was the man, marking the man playing the ball. No winger at home. And a great chase by Ronson to get there. Superbly weighted was the kick. He read that magnificently. Peter Sterling had dropped back into the full-back position, but he had gone across to near the uprights. There was nobody at home on the blind side, and simply Paul Taylor just couldn't match it with Ronson for pace. Superb football in reading this. This is what you call a thinking man's game of rugby league, and really the compliments there to Malcolm Cochrane.
Yes, indeed. Well, Ronson's becoming a regular first grader now with the Manly side. He's a policeman in the area, only 20 years of age, but he started out the season very shakily, made a couple of blunders, was relieved of his job and put back in reserve grade, spent a while there and has come back again. And if he continues to score tries like that, well, who's to know? Michael O'Connor from the sideline, taking the more difficult kicks. Oh, that shaved the post. It's not a try, but there's the scoreline. Manly 10, Parramatta 4. Muggleton's got the ball on the mound. Let's see what the tactics are. He'll kick it deep. Taken by Shearer, who runs into defence just short of the quarter line. Ronson running the ball away. And David, I believe you've got Noel Cleal on the sideline with you. Let's have a word with him.
I certainly have, Rex. Crusher in this morning and out by lunchtime. What was the problem?
Well, I unfortunately just tore it just training, and we're going to score another try. No.
Just a moment, I'll take it up. There's Hasler's got the ball after a long break. Manly are on the boil at the moment. We'll stick with it here. Vaughton Gets a pass out there to Cochrane, throws the dummy, goes back the blind side, accelerated, gone right through, looking for support, swiveled in a tackle taken by Linda, just short of the quarter line, out to Hasler, Hasler to Borton. Borton takes the defence. They're now used up 3. Out to Lyons, Lyons throws the dummy and goes forward, he's slipped through the gap and he's going to go very close to scoring. It's a try to Manly. Incredible try to Lyons. He just went straight through the defence and left them pointless. An astonishing display. Manly now 14, Parramatta 4.
The State Bank replay will tell a story here. Peter Sterling screaming at his players. You'll watch Lyons throw the dummy. He goes past Mosley. Terry Leaveter goes too high. They've certainly got the pace out wide. They've showed that Manly already in this first half. But up the middle, the gaps are starting to appear. You can't afford to let a Manly Rugby League size run. They've got plenty of ball players, plenty of men from broken play, some great runners. This man's got all the skills, Cliffy Lyons, and the Parramatta defence is standing off, and Peter Sterling is one very unhappy Parramatta captain.
Michael O'Connor's going to take the kick. He's 10 yards out and only about 3 metres off centre. It's okay, so Manly have come away now with a scoreline that reads Manly Warringah 16, Parramatta 4. And still Crusher waits on the sideline to be interviewed. Crush, you've got it?
Yeah, and a smile on his face too, Rick, so that hamstring not hurting all that much now, Crush.
No, it's not.
Well, there's a great deal of interest today in the clash between Peter Sterling and Des Hasler for that State of Origin berth. How would you like to be the selectors picking that one?
Yeah, it's a contentious situation. That obviously they're in great form, but I think Sterlo's got the edge with his experience and his knowledge of playing at Leichhardt and all that sort of stuff. So I think the best Des can get is a result.
Noel, I've been very pleased with the way Manly have been going, particularly a couple of weeks ago with that great win over Penrith when the side was depleted.
Yeah, mate, that was showed the strength and the depth that's within the club at the moment, and I think it's the last 2, or we haven't lost a game in the last 2 weeks in all grades, which today hopefully, or it looks like we'll get another win today, so it all stems well for the end of the year.
Okay, well, all the best for that hamstring. Let's have it healed up very quickly.
Thanks, Deja.
Okay, we've got big Phil Daly on the boil at the moment. He's taken the play to the halfway line. Now, onto Ward. Ward going straight. Makes another 5 metres. They settle the play down, these two. There's a bit of depth in the Manly club at the moment, and all the forwards are having to play at their top to keep in this side. Cochrane. Hasler. Lyons. Onto Shearer. Sterling was there to defend. That's the halfway line that he's been tackled on. Lyons gets a kick downfield. This could be a good one. It is going to be a good one, is it? No, just fails to make the touchline. Taken by Chalmers. Brings the play back to the quarter line. A good, strong run. Way to Brett Kenny. Does that beautiful body swerve of his. Got him halfway through the gap. Taylor. Sterling, Mosley, 10 metres outside their quarter. Sterling, Kenny, back on the inside to Laurie, who slips and falls as the defence in the shape of Ward comes to him. Taylor, Jerd. Daly was the defender there. Back to Sterling. It's a kick downfield. It's going to break hard left, but Ronson was there to take it. He's got out beyond his quarter line. About 8 metres. Lyons. Hasler. Lyons. Oh, a quick pass there to Cunningham. The young fellow who's a replacement of the Manly side is going quite well, showing some good positional sense. Michael O'Connor gone for a stroll. Gets a pass away to Williams. Williams busts the tackle. Goes straight upfield. He's made a break. It's a beautiful one. Got Michael O'Connor on the inside to Davis. To Ronson. Back to Michael O'Connor in for a try. I called the wing three-quarter wrongly there. It was Ronson all the time. Davis was out here. But the pass went out and back in again. And a very, very good try. See that one again.
And the State Bank replay shows just how easy it's becoming for Manly. He was allowed to run from the dummy half position, O'Connor, but great football by this back line. This is a supremely confident team. Williams shows plenty of pace out wide. He had the chance back inside for O'Connor. He didn't use that one first up. He found Ronson unmarked, and Michael O'Connor backing up brilliantly on the inside. This is a super Manly try. They're being allowed now to stand in tackles. The confidence is showing because they're virtually doing what they wish. We saw Williams is bumping off the tackle there, and again the pace too much out wide for Parramatta. Peter Sterling hovering in cover defence, but he has two options, Darryl Williams. He could have gone inside to O'Connor. He chose to find Ronson, and Michael O'Connor doing the right thing, holding his mark inside, and another great try for Manly.
Yes, it's easy to criticise, but Brian Jackson had Williams there dead to rights in a head-on tackle and just was knocked out of the way. It was that was where that try stemmed from. There was the thought that Parramatta would be a little bit adrift in the centres, and that's coming true. 20 points to 4. O'Connor to take the kick. Well, he shaved the post again, so the score remains Manly 20, Parramatta 4. Well, I guess the Parramatta fans are a little bit bewildered at this astonishing display. They're very, very quiet at the moment. Shearer's got it. The pattern is resuming. He's brought the play out towards the quarter. Lyons goes to dummy half. Onto Ward. The big fella just stumbles forward a couple of yards there. Cochrane. Oh, Hasler's wasn't ready for that. That was a silly pass. Cochrane, in my view, he was looking to give it to the left-hand side and swiveled and gave it to the right.
And Manly coming up with a chance now for Parramatta. A simple mistake by Desi Hasler, but a great opportunity for Brett Kenny in the middle of the field. The terrific position here to either pick the open or the blind side, and also look for Bobby Lindner maybe to get involved with the move with Peter Sterling from the scrum base.
Sterling's in. He's whipped it back to the blind side, shows the ball on the outside, goes, takes the tackle. Lindner stands in the tackle, gets a bad pass away, it goes back to Stan Jerd, and it's a loss of about 16 or 17 metres. Wynn, Sterling, Kenny, length, Jackson, 6 to go. That ball was touched in flight by a Manly player. Mosley, Sterling, still gets it away to Leadbeater even though he was tackled. Jackson, Davis there was taking a long while to get Leadbeater off his feet. Stan Jerd. Now Mosley out to Wynn. Wynn's really cut in half with a tackle there that came in around about the waist. That was Cunningham. Good one. Mosley out to Kenny. Kenny gets a pass away. This will be a try to Parramatta. It is a try, yes indeed. So that was good quick hands out there. And the scorer, of course, is Tony Chalmers.
It was good quick hands as we see Chalmers trying to recover there after scoring the try from the men that they needed it most. On the State Bank replay, Kenny and Sterling, the combination drawing 3 Manly defenders towards them. Jackson, beautiful quick hands, and Tony Chalmers, a strong finish. He read the play, Sterling, that they had the numbers out wide. Kenny just shuffling there and drawing both Cochrane and Vaughton. That created the try in drawing Vaughton from outside back in onto Kenny. And they had the numbers, as I said, for Tony Chalmers.
Well, there's no success there. That was never going to have the distance or the direction. So the score remains Parramatta 8, Manly 20. Mosley, Sterling, Taylor, Jerd. Taylor, a long one out to Kenny. Beautiful pass to Jackson. Jackson's got some pace. He goes through there, gets cuffed around the head by Des Hasler. The crowd booing onto Mosley. Mosley throws a dummy and goes very close to getting through, but Ward was there with a tough tackle up top. On Eriksson. Eriksson's looking for support, goes well and gets within 3 metres of the line. Mosley, Sterling, Kenny's in. It's a good try. That's a Steve Mortimer try. A beautiful weighted pass out on the blind side to Brett Kenny, and the big fella's in for a try.
Absolutely brilliant try by Parramatta. This has become their trademark. On the State Bank replay, Sterling, when he passes close to the line like that, he doesn't have to look who's going to be there. Brett Kenny. They just read each other superbly. He rushed back into the play. He had already overrun the play of the ball, Sterling. He rushed back into position. He knew that Brett Kenny had given him a call. Out wide was the one. And a terrific pass to cut out a man and put him into a perfect gap. He had to run to the gap. He knew the pass was going to be there. A classical piece of football.
Well, I don't want to be a mocker, but I believe he's aiming exactly the same way as the last time. Just a shade outside the left-hand upright, but that's just an observation. No, he's aimed directly in the middle, so that's a good one. 20 points to 14 to Manly Warringah. Well, a very high-scoring game we look like we've got on our hands. 4 tries to 3. O'Connor to take the kick. Out to Sterling. Mosley, Taylor, Wolf, Wynn, I should say. Taylor, Kenny, Muggleton coming on the burst. Came very close to his shoulder. Lee Beater up the blind side again. Kenny gives the ball to Linda. Linda dropped it. Picked up by Ronson. About 4 minutes to go to half-time. That's a surge to settle the play down for Gibbs. Hasler. Lyons. Got a pass away to Shearer. He's run onto it beautifully. Should score in the corner here. Yes, he will. A beautiful try. Absolutely superb. Just a dream of a try.
Marvellous pass from Cliff Lyons. Out wide, Parramatta were always going to struggle. Standing out in the inside centre position on the State Bank replay is Terry Leabeater. He was caught out wide. He held up the pass lines. He knew that he had the measure of Leabeater. Muggleton was hanging out. He was marking 2 and 3 men. And Dale Shearer, a ton of pace. As soon as he found open space, there was no one going to stop him. And he careered away for a great Manly try. And they certainly did need it just prior to the break here. To put this down to Cliffy Lyons. He's the man that organises a great part of this Manly backline. Away he goes, holds it up magnificently. There was a big gap there. Muggleton should have come in on his man, Dale Shearer, but he saw the corner post and he was away off and running for his 9th try in 1987.
O'Connor to take the kick from the sideline. Well, that's a funny-looking kick. It rolled around end over end, but it wasn't a very effective kick. It didn't get any points. And there in the background goes the hooter, and a most entertaining and absorbing half of football has seen, in front of this record crowd, has seen Manly come up with 5 tries. They've been scored by Hasler, Ronson, Lyons, O'Connor and Shearer. And goals have been kicked 2 from 5 to O'Connor. 24 points, Parramatta 14. They've scored 3 tries, Linda, Chalmers and Kenny. And goals 1 from 3 to Muggleton. An astonishing game, really. Well, Parramatta are going to be receiving the ball. The breeze has abated, or has it not? David.
Very much the same as was in the first half. It will favour Manly Warringah in this second 40 minutes.
Michael O'Connor gets the ball away. Sterling, need I say, catches the football. Eriksson there, just captured inside his own quarter. Sterling, out to Linda. Still inside their quarter. Sterling again. Onto Muggleton. Got beyond the quarter line by about 7 metres. And here's the kick. Charge down. 6 to go. Kenny's pass is knocked down again. Still 6 to go. Leabeater came up with it. Mosley. Stan Jerd. Ward there all over him. Mosley throwing dummies, gets a head buried in the pit of his stomach. Ron Gibbs came on the charge at him.
And those missed tackles telling the scoreline in that first half. as Manly Warringah in this second can't allow Parramatta to be the first scorers in this last 40 minutes. Their attitude is that they probably feel that they can score a try when they virtually need one, but that same attitude can catch them napping if in fact Parramatta come up first.
Stan Jerd with a good surge up the sideline there. That was a real good one. There's a kick being put by Sterling. Goes into the Manly in-goal area. It's going to be fielded by Shearer. Looks for support. He got a pass in the in-goal area to Michael O'Connor, and that's dangerous football. Gee whiz. Heavens above, taking the risk of passing in your own in-goal area there. It's just astonishing. Has the long cut-out past the lines. There's an overlap on the right. Goes out to Davis. Davis, the wing three-quarter, goes up to the beyond the quarter line. Lions at dummy half. Onto Gibbs. Gibbs surges forward about 11 or 12 metres. Has the ball stolen from him, or taken from him with a turnover. Sterling had no one to pass to then. Had to give it back on the inside. Muggleton.
And that just shows you that Manly's mind isn't on the game in the second half. It was the sixth tackle. Their kicking game was set. The men were heading downfield for the kick, but Gibbs took it up and took the tackle.
Well, Kenny's pass was timed nicely to Laurie there. Laurie went very well. Got a pass back inside, did Mosley. He's got it on to Linda, who's caught by one leg. Sterling. Mosley running like a back, this young fella. The hooker. Getting himself very involved in the open play. Taylor to Sterling. Got the pass away. Are they in? Oi, it's over the sideline. Into touch. A very good tackle on Ericsson.
And again, Sterling setting up a short line, and a great covering tackle by Phil Daly. Very rare for a front rower to get across there, but he certainly was the man of the moment.
Well, this Parramatta pack is definitely screwing the scrum when Manly are putting the feet in, legitimately. Putting Hasler under pressure. Well, now Hasler's going to be given a lesson on how to put the ball in the scrum. I don't believe it's the referee's job to do that. He just penalises, or should penalise. We've got to assume that a man like Hasler knows how to put the ball in. Just keep penalising him while he does it wrong. Leadbeater from the tap restart. Sterling. Beautifully picked up by Sterling again. Out to Laurie. Got a pass back into Sterling. Am I calling Sterling's name enough? Muggleton. He's in everything that's going here. Goes the open side. Got a long cut-out pass to Ericsson. Ericsson to Ward, and Ward's got him. Has he? No. The referee's going to award a try. And that is definitely half due to Peter Sterling, who did an overhead pass during the middle of the move. See it again.
Here he is again on the State Bank replay. He's virtually been in everything all day that has smelled of any sort of attack from Parramatta. A brilliant ball out wide over the top. They've been trying to absorb the pressure for the full first 10 minutes of this second half. They did it on 2 occasions thanks to a try-saving tackle by Daly and also Ronnie Gibbs. But this little man, Peter Sterling, putting his stamp on the game and putting the stamp on the comeback by Parramatta yet again. He knew it was on out wide, and great finish by Ericsson to take the tackle and crash over wide out. And Manly Warringah, well, their minds have certainly got to get back on the job. They've been confident about scoring tries. They certainly need one right now.
24 points to 18. The kick at goal from the sideline. A metre in from the sideline by Johnny Muggleton. One metre out from the side, from the quarter line, and a couple of metres in from the sideline. And he's pushed it away to the left slightly. So the score remains Manly 24, Parramatta 18. And the opening 11 minutes of the second half has been all in Manly's territory.
To be fair to Manly, they nearly held out yet again there at the death. Parramatta have certainly had all the ball in the opening 11 minutes of the second half. The chance is going to come for Manly. Parramatta, of course, have got to do their best. When the ball comes to Manly, they've got to put their minds onto their own defence.
Sterling bringing the ball back, gets beyond the quarter line, tackled by Gibbs. Mosley. Well, every picture tells a story.
Yes, and it's been a game of counter-attack, simple mistakes. We've seen tries come from simple knock-ons from scrums inside the quarter in the first half. And now, as I mentioned, Parramatta all the attack in the opening 10, 11 minutes of play in the second half. Now they've got to put their minds on the job of tackling.
Well, the scrum going down midfield on the quarter line. It's in. And I think it's been stolen by Parramatta, well against the feed. So they're off the hook. Linda running on the right, throws the dummy, still going beautifully, and a great tackle by Vaughton puts him down. Nearly to the halfway line. Chalmers on the charge. Sterling. Win. Legs pulled from underneath him by Gibbs. Mosley. Sterling. Kenny. Jackson. Last tackle coming up. Mosley throws a pretty ordinary pass out there to Muggleton, who cleverly gets the ball grubber style over the sideline. That's very good indeed. Clever stuff. The scrum going down on the quarter line, wheeling around, as are the Seagulls. You can see them flying in front of the cameras. Hasler's gone for a looping run around the base of the scrum, out to Lyons, and there's a penalty against Parramatta. I think the first this half.
Not only the first this half, also it's not the first this half, but in fact it's the first penalty in the game for offside in the 5 metres.
Shearer to take the kick for touch. It's a useful kick, takes play back towards the quarter. Cochrane, Daly on the surge. That's a good run. Now here's Pocock. He gets another 5 metres. This is about the nearest Manly have been for a long while. On to Ward. Ward on the surge, looking for support. Can't find any. Hasler. Lyons slowing the play down, out to O'Connor. Shows some flair. Got a pass away to Cochrane. Cunningham, rather. Cunningham's on the inside, and he's gone beautifully, but he had support on the outside. And the ball's been won by Parramatta in the play of the ball. That's a bit of casual playing of the football. He ought to be beaten for that. Absolutely dumb football from Manly. Mosley. Sterling, cut out pass out to Kenny. Kenny looking for support, goes out to Ericsson. Ericsson's taken up, or taken down rather, by Davis, his opposite number. Krankovic running from dummy half, made a gain of about 10 metres. Sterling. Kenny. Kenny through his man, got beautifully towards the halfway line. Got a pass away to Chalmers. Chalmers looking for support. Got it on a Leabeater. Leabeater out to Jackson. Jackson submerged by red and white defenders. 5 metres, 10 metres into Manly's half. Mosley. Sterling. Kicks for touch, and it's a beautiful kick. Takes play to within about 10 metres of the Manly line.
And again on replay, it virtually goes without saying the game that he's had this afternoon. Very few mistakes. Knows every blade of grass on Parramatta Stadium.
Well, there's another change in the Manly side, I believe, David.
No, well, Paul Vaughton looked as though he was coming off. Ian Barclay came out of the stand to replace him, but the Manly captain says, leave me on here. This is a pretty vital match.
Hasler feeds it and falls on it right at the base of the scrum. About 13 minutes to go. Manly hanging grimly to 24 points to 18. Shearer running across field. Evaded the tackle of Laurie. Ticehurst goes to dummy half. He's picked off very easily there by Peter Wynn. Ward. Got a pass away to Hasler. Hasler up to the quarter line. On to Daly. Daly running well, got it on to Lyons. Lyons looking for support, got it on to Pocock. Pocock's got there beyond the halfway line. Beautiful stuff from Manly. Good support play. On to Cochrane. Cochrane's gone for a spin from dummy half. Kicked ahead. The race is on for the football. Chalmers gets there first. Cochrane is over the top of him. Sterling. Out to Ericsson. Tries to go round the end of the defence. Couldn't do it. Mosley. Jackson out there. Up towards the quarter line. Parramatta not giving up for one moment in this game. Sterling, a long cutout pass to Kenny. He's got it on a string. Chalmers makes a gain of about 10 metres.
Paul Taylor in the tunnel after some stitch work, obviously, from the doctor, about to come back from the head bin. Probably Crankovich, the man to come back off.
That was a bad pass to Muggleton, knocked it forward. The Manly player, Cunningham, was able to come up with a football. Ward trying to release that arm and get one-handed pass away. Couldn't do it. On to Borton. Borton looks for support. Got a pass back on the inside. It's gone behind Lyons.
Great opportunity for Manly just to work towards the goalpost. They have a 6-point lead. The field goal, all important as we go down to nearly only 10 minutes to go.
Well, the way the Manly players are running at the moment, they're absolutely exhausted. Shearer gets up and talks to the dummy half. Hasler's through the gap, tackled on the quarter, lost the football. And here comes Paul Taylor on again.
Well, no doubt Desi Hasler scooted out of dummy half. I'm pretty sure that Dale Shearer mentioned the fact, let's head to those goalposts. He was going to be tackled on the quarter line. Perfect opportunity right near the uprights to add the extra point.
It's in and out the Parramatta side. Got it away to Kenny. Kenny steps. Got it back there to Taylor. Taylor's up over the halfway line, looking for support. Gets it into Chalmers. Chalmers going strongly. Looks for support. Can't find any. Plenty of Manly defence there. On to Wynn. Wynn away to Taylor. Taylor trips over Cunningham. This looks like the mounting of the last attack from Parramatta. Very strong play at the moment, making heaps of yardage in the ruck. On to Sterling. Sterling's got it to Kenny. Kenny can't get past his opposite number. Long cut-out pass out to Muggleton. Muggleton to Sterling. There's an overlap out here. He's got it on to Muggleton, and Muggleton's in for the try. If they kick the goal, it's all level. Muggleton in for a try, and again off a Sterling pass. Well, the Manly players are absolutely exhausted. See that again.
And exhausted they are. Keep your eyes on Peter Sterling. He's involved again, but was this pass forward? He was looking for the short ball. He passed it just prior to the line. I'm calling the ball forward to Johnny Muggleton. The Manly players were arguing with Kevin Roberts. This will be a better angle. They were mounting enormous pressure here as Laurie takes it up to the line. He scoots the ball back to Sterling. Sterling has to hold the pass up. And away it goes to Muggleton. I still feel that shows the pass was forward as he crashes over. He's had a hand in nearly every try for Parramatta, Peter Sterling. We're going down to the death, right down to the death now. But again, I can't help but feel, yeah, well and truly forward to Muggleton. I felt that Kevin Roberts was in a good position, but he allowed it to go on.
24-22, Muggleton to attempt the conversion. The crowd gone berserk up here. An easy position. Nerves of steel you'd need. Oh, he's put it to the right. Bless my soul, Johnny Muggleton couldn't convert his own try. Manly 24, Parramatta 22, and 8 minutes of tension to go. David, we've got a replacement. We've got Gibbs back on the field.
Yes, so these vital 8 minutes left to play. Ronnie Gibbs out there to enjoy it and try and keep Manly in front by these 2 points.
Ericsson takes that ball that was put downfield in his in goal and brings it out 5 metres. Taylor. Taylor. Or is it Jackson? It's Jackson. There's Taylor, the pass back on the inside to Kenny. Kenny gets it away there to Muggleton. Muggleton goes to Chalmers. Chalmers goes up and it gets very close to being pushed over the sideline. A great break by Parramatta. On to Wynn. Wynn's charging away out to Mosley. On to Peter Sterling. Turns it back inside to Jackson. Jackson trailing him like a shearer's dog. Gets to within about 3 metres of the quarter line. On to Peter Wynn. He got a one-handed pass away. 6 to go. The worst possible news for Manly. Mosley, Sterling. Oh, taken out of the play with a crunching tackle, legitimate by Ronnie Gibbs. Out to Leabeater. Leabeater gets it to Kenny. Kenny out to Muggleton. Muggleton swivels, goes back. He's only 10 metres out from the Manly line.
Peter Sterling will look out wide for Bobby Lindner if he can find a runner.
Jackson coming off Sterling's shoulder. Very, very close. They've got an overlap on the right here. It looks on the other side of Lyons, it looks like a large hole gaping out there, and Sterling's trying to find it, and the ball's ricocheted off a Parramatta player and it's gone to Lyons. Lyons gets it to Davis, and Davis is being pursued by Ericsson. Gets a pass back on the inside, and that's the ball game. It's Dale Shearer who's come up with a long-range try to score the winning try. Oh dear, what a heartbreaker, what a heart stopper, and the Parramatta players are down, stretched back 110 yards along the field. They are absolutely in shock. Injury time by our clock.
The game has certainly had everything. On the State Bank replay there, he was looking wide for Bobby Lindner. He was into a half gap, he couldn't control it. Lyons, who's played well for Manly, came up with the ball. Great chasing by Ericsson, but there was plenty of support there for Manly in the shape of Lyons and Dale Shearer. From one end of the field to the other. A simple mistake by Parramatta. He couldn't control the pass, Bobby Lindner. He was into the half gap. He was always going to look wide for Lindner. If he hadn't been able to control the ball, the try was on for Parramatta. But Cliffy Lyons was there to tidy it up. Unfortunately for Ericsson, great performance in chasing the Manly break.
Beautiful.
But Dale Shearer, he was there to finish it off. Manly, great defensive performance to hold out under so much pressure in the second half.
And that astonishing pull-in, one-handed by Dale Shearer to take that ball from behind his head virtually. The pass from Davis was given to him one-handed and came in well behind him, and he had to really reach back for it. O'Connor puts the goal together, so that's the scoreline, 30 points to 22. Manly have run out winners in this match. No more time, only a minute or so. An astonishing game of football. It has had everything. The kick is over the sideline, about 15 metres out from the Manly line.
What an incredible weekend of rugby league. Some 58 points scored yesterday, 52 today. If you like tries, and if you like open rugby league, it's been a sensational weekend of Winfield Cup football.
Well, he's lost the ball in goal. I think it was probably Bob Lindner, but he's got a cramp there. They're starting to work on now. Even the fallen, yes, it was Bob Lindner, and Phil Daly was there to give him a hand with it. With a cramp that was. The tap on a Daly. Daly surges upfield. Just about time up now. Daly taking the heaven's own job to get to his feet. Lions 30 points to 22. Out to Davis. It's very much like slow motion football now. There it is, the hooter. And Manly have come away by the score of 30 points to 22. An astonishing game that's had every conceivable thing. 11 tries have been scored. And this is how they've come. Shearer 2, O'Connor, Lyons, Ronson and Hasler. For Manly Warringah, O'Connor 3 goals. For Parramatta, Linda, Chalmers, Kenny, Ericsson, Muggleton tries, and Muggleton 1 solitary goal.
Every week they're at it, never daring to let up. Because winning's the only thing that counts when you're playing for the Winfield Cup. It doesn't matter if you're famous or a youngster making his way. There's only one thing that matters, and that's how well you play. That's what the big game's all about. Giving it the best you can. Always being a leader
Plenty of interest still in all the other games from last Sunday. Let's go to all the highlights.
At North Sydney Oval, the Bears played host to Don Furner's boys from the national capital.
But after last week's 1 point loss to Eastern Suburbs, the Bears came out fighting. John Dorahy converted his own try after just 5 minutes of play. The Raiders struck back when Steve Walters had his pass knocked down. Chris O'Sullivan swooped on the loose ball while the Bears simply looked on. Canberra went in again shortly before the break. Kevin Walters made the initial bust. Dean Lance backed up before sending O'Sullivan in for his second try. The Raiders led 12-8 at half-time. Both teams began the second half with plenty of fire. Within a couple of minutes, Ian French objected to the attentions of Chris O'Sullivan, and after the brawl, both got 10 minutes. Despite the Bears dominating possession in the second half, the Raiders finished the job by displaying quick hands along the back line, which resulted in Matthew Corkery crossing out wide. Canberra up by 6 thanks to Chris O'Sullivan's 2 tries.
I was happy, they were sort of from broken play, but we attacked pretty well the first half. We sort of contained them in their half, which we set out to do from the start of the game. Our forwards did the job, and we finished off. Yeah, it was good.
And out west at Penrith Park, the Panthers were out to lower the colours of the high-flying Rabbitohs from South Sydney.
It wasn't to be a high-scoring match, but it was South who were to come out on the right side of the ledger with the only try of the match. Jason Moon, the scorer. But it was enough to give the Rabbitohs another vital win with a 4-2 victory.
More league action from the Western Suburbs today. Orana Park was the scene of the battle between Western Suburbs and Canterbury Bankstown.
The Bullies were painfully aware just how important victory was to their semi-final chances. A blindside rush set up their first try, but it took some clever finishing by Tony Curry to give Canterbury the early advantage. Greg Whitbread today made his first-grade debut for Canterbury and celebrated his elevation to the top grade with a vital try just 8 minutes later. The Dogs led 12-2 at half-time. The boys from Belmore wrapped up the match in the 69th minute when Steve O'Brien continued his outstanding form of late to set Paul Langmack up for a run to the line. The final scoreline at Orana Park, 24-8 in favour of Canterbury.
On to Monday night football, Eastern Suburbs versus St George. The Roosters going into the match without their skipper, the New Zealand skipper as well, Huey McGann. Both teams trying to live up to a rather spectacular weekend of rugby league.
This is round 17 match in the Winfield Cup. Tonight comes from the Sydney Cricket Ground as we welcome you to live Monday night football where the St George Dragons take on the Eastern Suburbs Roosters. On Friday night, the 20th of March, they also met here at the Sydney Cricket Ground. In the first half of the premiership, at East were big winners by 44 points to 2. In that match, Craig Young was sent from the field in the early minutes for an infringement, leaving the Saints to play almost the entire game with 12 men. Both sides come into this match from a win last weekend. St George 12-8 over Cronulla, and East just getting home 14-13 over North Sydney. My co-commentators Graeme Hughes and David Fordham have all the information on tonight's teams.
Thanks, Rex. An upset could be on the cards tonight. Just looking at the St George side, they're too good a team to be currently on the table where they are. Their forwards, I think, can win the team tonight, win the game tonight. Eastern Suburbs have the advantage out wide. Let's take a look at the full read-up of the St George side from fullback. Glenn Burgess, Ricky Walford, Michael Beattie, Brian Johnston, Wilfred Williams in 16, Bronco DeJura and Steve Linane are the halves. The all-important forwards, Colin Fraser, Wally Fullerton-Smith, Billy Noak, Craig Young and skipper, Billy Johnston in the hooking role and Seamus O'Connell in 13.
Well, thank you, Graeme. A very confident Eastern Suburbs outfit, and why wouldn't they be? They've done it very, very well in 1987, and as Rex mentioned earlier, they've certainly got fond memories of that 44-2 win over St George in the first round of the SCG under lights. Well, let's look at their side. They've made only one change to the side that beat North Sydney last weekend. The team is fullback Gary Worth, the three-quarters of Steve Morris, David Smith, Gary Prame and Joe Leighton, the halves of Brendan Hall, Laurie Spina, and the forwards Kevin Hastings, Trevor Gilmeister, John Taven, Trevor Patterson, David Truella and Danny Shepherd. Joining me, of course, again tonight is Wally Lewis, who's joining our commentary team once again. While you thoroughly enjoyed last Monday night of the under lights here at the SCG, what are your thoughts about tonight's game?
Well, I think it's going to be another outstanding game, David. I can see both teams throwing the ball around a fair bit here tonight because the Sydney Cricket Ground always seems to open up a game of football and let the backs dictate the game more than the forwards. But being a Queenslander, I guess I've got to stick with Arthur's boys and tip them. But the way St George are performing in the lower grades here tonight, it certainly wouldn't surprise many people to see an upset.
As we await the teams to come from the dressing room, we'll take a break and then be back for all the action in Monday Night Football. And we're just about to get them underway. Dura drives the ball deep, taken by Patterson, dropped behind him, and he settles the ball down on the quarter line. Truella waiting at dummy half just outside the quarter. Up to Gilmeister. He's needs to stand a little bit flatter than that. Hastings starting the ball rolling with a good solid kick which evades Burgess on the first bounce. He's bringing it back now. He's got some pace, this fella, too. Good chasing by Eastern Suburbs. David Smith was there. Wilfred Williams, the replacement on the wing, playing in number 16. And there's the first penalty of the match, and I believe we've got John Taven down in back play. He's just got to his feet now, and he's making his way back to the action. His loss for any time would have been a severe one. Now McCullum putting his authority on the game early. Beattie to take the kick. Well, he's touched it, so that at least gets a scrum for Eastern Suburbs. Wasn't a bad touch finder, plenty of distance to it. A little bit too much, perhaps. A little bit ambitious. It'll be ironic if Eastern Suburbs come up with a win against the feed. St George get it, Balmain. Dura stands in a tackle, still going, strong player. Balmain onto Fraser, going hard at the edge of the ruck. Billy Johnson, Craig Young. Gets a pretty good bit of mobility going for him there. Billy Johnson on the left-hand side of the ruck makes a bit of an inroad. Taven's the tackler. With Prame, who gets a kick in the leg from Billy Johnson. Well, I do believe it's a field goal right from the outset. Lanane's just banged one over from dummy half. As calm as you please, have a look.
St George 1, lead Eastern Suburbs 0.
Well, you don't get it much easier than that. Steve Lanane getting 1 point on the board. I hope the game doesn't stop now. 1-0 is a weird scoreline. Imperturbable Roy Masters there, looking down on his team. There's another good scrum win. Good quick ball. Dura. Johnson, cut out pass out to Beattie. Beattie's on the hook. He's up over halfway. He's still going. Caught by the jumper and thrown to the ground. Not the accredited way to stop your opposite number, but it'll do. Wilfred Williams runs from dummy half. Fraser up the blind side. Noak. Lanane. Seamus O'Connell, nice and strong. Very straight, nothing fushy about him. Johnson. Dura throws the dummy, got half through the gap, wrapped up in the last split second. Lanane. Oh, another sweet kick. Little low trajectory kick that he got bouncing end over end, and it went straight over the sideline. It's good stuff. Takes play into the quarter. Truella will tap it. To Hastings. To Smith. And to Tobin. Tobin not really positive enough of what he was doing on the end of that. Brendan Hall away to Truella. Look at the way this fellow winds himself up and goes. Very short knee action. Danny Shearer. Only about 7 metres away now. Out to Gilmeister. The pass went into Worth. Worth. Well, what's that for? I don't necessarily agree with that, but we'll have a look at that and get another opinion for you.
Well, on the replay, you would have seen the arm was out from Greg McCallum, warning the St George players to be back inside the 5. He played the advantage for Eastern Suburbs. Gary Worth was through a half gap if he had been able to hang on to the pass. Good refereeing, I thought, from McCallum.
About 18 minutes of this match having gone. Not a bad crowd here. All sitting in overcoats. Smith's kick is successful, so Eastern Suburbs lead 2 points to 1. On to Patterson. Patterson getting pushed backwards. Good stuff there from Craig Young, Fullerton Smith. They get the football from him too. Johnson settles the play down, goes straight ahead. Fullerton Smith, Lanane, Noak. Fraser, Craig Young. Got a pass away there to Beattie. Burgess. One-handed pass away to Lanane. The ball's been kicked through. Out to Wilfred Williams. Gets a pass away to... And it's gone out to Johnson. Johnson's going to fly for the line and he'll score, will he? Yes, he does! It's a great try. Quick movement of the ball there. Eastern Suburbs are all astray in numbers out on the left. Quick movement of the ball, saw the try come. See it again.
St George certainly had the numbers. Burgess looked the blind. Steve Morris had crept up. I thought he was well and truly offside. McCallum played the advantage. This pass from Lanane, he knew he had the numbers. A flick out the back. A hopeful pass, but it found the hands of O'Connell. Out wide again it goes to Williams. Quickly on to Ricky Walford, who had come across from the left wing. He gave the extra man the pass from Johnston. Too much pace. Out wide for David Smith. Gary Worth was on the spot, but he crashed over. It was going to go the blind. They were always stretched well and truly out on the right-hand side. This is the pass that counted. He had nowhere to go, Steve Lanane. Luckily, the ball bounced up perfectly for Seamus O'Connell. And Wilfred Williams saw quickly that they had the numbers out wide. All it was just quick passing, and this man has been in great form in 1987, representing New South Wales as well, and a great finish.
Yes, indeed. He's a player that deserves a lot of accolade. I've always considered, oh, he's missed the goal from very adjacent. So the score remains St George 5, East 2. That's the shot. Lanane gets the ball away quickly. Beautifully, like going down a laundry chute there. Gary Worth stood his ground. Oh, and a long, dangerous pass out to Lydon, but Lydon's set off upfield. He's running beautifully. He's gone superbly, getting to the quarter, and that's it. He's done it. Gary Worth's in for a try. Oh, yes, it's astonishing football from Joe Lydon. He set the crowd alight here with a beautiful run up the side to link with Gary Worth. See that one again.
Great play from the fullback, Gary Worth. He's the man that set this try going. He saw that they had a gap out wide. A magnificent long ball straight in front of the man. He allowed Lydon to run onto it, and what a ton of pace that this Englishman possesses. He just absolutely gapped them, and he knew that when he made the break, the man that delivered the long ball to him, Gary Worth, he had done the right thing and backed up along the touchline. Two of the quickest members of the Eastern Suburbs team, and you're not going to see a better try than this one. A magnificent ball. Perfect pass from Gary Worth out wide to Joe Lydon. He saw that the gap was on, and just look at this acceleration. Steve Lanane's no slouch, and neither is Wilfred Williams, but he had no trouble in getting past both and perfectly positioned Gary Worth. What a sensational try.
Oh, and still it comes. We're having a weekend of, a round. This is not the weekend, a round of football of quality tries. Gee whiz. Well, whoever told Eastern Suburbs to get Joe Lydon knew what he was talking about. The kick is unsuccessful. So the score remains St George 5, Easts 6. Seamus O'Connell running sideways. Not the recommended way to go. And there's a penalty. Failure to get away from the tackle players, the reason. And Tobin's the man that's been penalised.
And a very crucial penalty, only some 2 minutes out from half-time. Chance for St George to add 2 points. They need to sort of wipe St George out at half-time. They need a real confidence booster to come out and start the second half well. They just can't continue to come up with mistakes like that inside their own half. And all your State of Origin footballers got through their matches okay?
Yes, they have. They're doing pretty well for themselves at the moment. Looking forward, first of all, to a challenge against New Zealand for the stateside. And then a week and a half later, of course, against the New South Wales team for the decider.
Okay, Bronco Jura has raised the flag. St George 7, Eastern Suburbs 6. Gilmeister drops the ball, knocked backwards by a St George player, so Eastern Suburbs should have had 6 to go. Did he signify that? Here's a drop at goal. Hastings will take it, and it's successful, so that's it. It's locked it up at 7-all. And the value of Kevin Hastings already displayed.
And very positive. He wants to get back on board in a confident frame of mind to start this second half. Interestingly, Tony Melrose moving into the centre there, and David Smith going back out to the wing. With Melrose on the field, another man who can come up with a big kicking game for Eastern Suburbs.
And one against the feed here as Lanane comes away with a side-stepping run. Only 5 tackles away, they're 18 metres out. Good opportunity for St George if they can sustain the pressure. Seamus O'Connell comes away with a surge, takes play only about 15 metres out. Johnson from dummy half, 8 metres out. Seamus O'Connell. Lanane cuts it back across the ruck onto Jura. Beautiful tackle. A great tackle there by Gilmeister. Lanane kicks for goal and gets it. The mighty field goal is taking a big part in this game. So St George come up with an extra point. They lead by 8 points to 7 after 22 minutes or 18 minutes of this half has gone. And there's the little kick coming from Lanane, who's not kicked as effectively from the sideline. Only about a minute and a half to go. Bird just fields it back his own side of halfway. Comes streaming back to 10 metres the other side of halfway. They look exhausted teams. Mark Glanville. About a minute and a bit to go. Johnson. Craig Young. Got through. Got the pass away beautifully. And it's a try. And I think Michael Beattie's the man that came up with it. It took all the game. 79 minutes for Craig Young to use his ball skills. And at last they've been used. I suspect the pass might have been fractionally forward, but I'm not going to argue with it.
And a great way for St George to finish off the match. They've been the better team. Craig Young always much better in this role when he decides to use his skills after he's hit the line. A good short ball out to Michael Beattie. Confident St George side. And Craig Young, as I said, a much better player when he decides to hit that line. He took on the defence. He saw the half chance there. Crashed through Tony Melrose. Kept the ball out in front of him. Good support play from Michael Beattie. St George, well, Eastern Suburbs now with all those sides that I mentioned. Cronulla, South, Canterbury, Balmain, breathing down their neck.
Michael Beattie, 26 years of age and one of the most professional centres in rugby league. Always on the backup, always on the chase, and only knows one way to run, extremely straight. Bronco Jura attempts the kick. Oh, and he's kicked it! He's kicked it! It's a beautiful finish to the game for St George. Craig Young can't believe he's luck back there, and the hooter is gone, so the score remains St George 14, Eastern Suburbs 7. And the crowd come onto the field now in their hundreds. It's the kids waving the flags to cheer their heroes. This has been somewhat of an upset, make no bones about it. Eastern Suburbs were expected to win, but I was fairly confident that the St George side would have enough on the ball to come through, and they've done exactly that. Johnson and Beattie were the try scorers for St George. Lanane, 2 field goals. How important were they? Dura, 2 goals, 1 from the sideline, an absolute Rosner. Worth, a try for Eastern Suburbs. Smith, a goal. Hastings, a field goal. There's the scoreline, 14 points to 7.
Let's just check those matches coming up for you next week right now. Cronulla versus Penrith on the Saturday, East versus Balmain, Canberra and St George, Illawarra up against North Sydney, Canterbury Bankstown. Important clash there, with Parramatta might decide the final 5 or 5th spot anyhow in 1987, and Souths up against West with Manly. 9 out of 9 they've made it, and they still enjoy the bye. Well, I trust you've enjoyed all the action. You're pretty hard to please if you haven't enjoyed this weekend of Winfield Cup football. Until next week, I'm Graeme Hughes. Goodbye for now.